Revelation strikes like lightning when you least expect it. Why avoidants show their true self only after 1 year? That's the journey we embark upon today. In this exploration of hidden hearts and subtle defenses, you will discover the secret timeline of avoidant attachment and why that elusive, authentic self doesn't emerge until around the 12-month milestone. It's a tale of chemistry and courage, of trust forged and fears confronted, a story that unfolds like a slow-burn mystery, narrated with the sharp wit and wry wisdom you might imagine Anthony Hopkins himself lending to the stage. Picture this: you meet someone brilliant, magnetic, utterly charming. Their laughter lights up the room. Their conversation weaves you into tales of adventure and intellect. For the first few months, it feels as though you're living inside a beautiful dream machine. Novelty dopamine surging through your veins at every new discovery, every stolen glance. It's intoxicating. Yet beneath that heady rush lies a ticking clock. The Dopamine Cliff, a precipitous drop that begins as early as month 5 and has usually ground you both to a halt by month 7. You scramble desperately. Surprise weekend getaways, lavish gifts, risque experiments to reignite that spark. But no matter how vibrant the fireworks, they fizzle too soon. And so you stumble into month 12, heart still fluttering, but the kaleidoscope now dimmed to muted grays. It is here, at this juncture of diminishing returns, that the avoidant partner's true self steps out of the shadows. Not out of malice or deceit, but because the scaffolding of transient novelty has finally been stripped away. What remains is the raw architecture of their personality, their fears, their habits, their visceral need for space and self-preservation. It can feel like betrayal. After all, this person felt so vibrant, so present. Where did they go? The answer lies in the complex dance of oxytocin and cortisol. Avoidant individuals often have oxytocin receptors blocked or misaligned by chronic stress hormones. Bonding chemicals struggle to take hold, so instead they lean on dopamine's capricious embrace. When novelty fades, and fade it must, their true wiring reveals itself. They pull away, not out of cruelty, but in a mechanical bid to manage anxiety, to protect the self they've spent a lifetime safeguarding. But this tale needn't end in heartbreak. For those determined to nurture a lasting bond with an avoidant partner, there are 4 pivotal steps, 4 guiding beacons to navigate the stormy seas of attachment. 1. Establishing unshakable trust. Trust is no lightning bolt. It's the slow burn of dawn. An avoidant soul senses danger in unpredictability, fearing the abrupt betrayal that once threatened their tenderest vulnerabilities. So begin by crafting a clear code of conduct. Articulate your values, your goals, and what you hold sacred. Demonstrate consistency so unwavering that even under duress, you remain anchored. Imagine a sturdy oak tree, roots intertwined deep beneath the earth. Storms may batter its branches, but it stands resolute. Be that oak for your partner. Show them day after day that your word is bond, and they will and must let down their defenses. 2. Testing the waters together. Remember that first year as the grand examination hall. Your avoidant partner is constantly assessing, will you chase them? Will you flinch at their withdrawal? Will you judge or embrace when they need space? When they retreat, don't panic. Instead, mirror calm curiosity. I noticed you pulled back today. I'm here if you want to talk. By responding with patience rather than pursuit, you pass the test of reliability. In turn, invite them to challenge you. Ask hard questions about your own boundaries, your own needs. This reciprocal testing builds a quiet confidence that neither of you will break under pressure. 3. honoring their fear of engulfment. Avoidants prize their independence as a lion cherishes its territory. The notion of being swallowed by another's emotional tides can feel like drowning, so carve sacred spaces of solitude into your relationship. A weekly evening of separate pursuits, an agreed-upon time for silent walks. Reinforce that your love is not a cage, but a vast landscape in which they may roam freely. Share with them how you too value autonomy. This isn't a one-way street. When they see you flourishing in your own pursuits, they learn that true intimacy need not suffocate, but can instead amplify the joy of two separate stars orbiting in loving tandem. Fourth, building a secure attachment base. Over time, a secure attachment rewires more than hearts. It rewires brains. When an avoidant partner experiences consistent acceptance, they begin to recondition their hormonal responses. Cortisol levels ease, oxytocin receptors awaken. It's alchemy in the most human of laboratories. Foster this by engaging in candid conversations. Share observations. I see you hesitate when I ask about your past. Tell me what that brings up. And invite their perspective without judgment. Alliance, not acquiescence, is the key. Stand your ground with warmth. Assert your needs with kindness. In the crucible of that authenticity, the avoidant spirit finds its safe harbor. Let me paint you a vignette. Imagine two climbers scaling a sheer cliff. One, nimble and solitary, rakes their claws across the rock without looking back. The other, weighted by the harness and the echoes of past falls, moves more cautiously. They both crave the summit, yet their strategies diverge. The climber with avoidant attachment needs the rope of trust secured firmly to a reliable anchor. Every time you hold that rope steady when taut, every time you lower it gently when they pause, you become the anchor. And by the 1-year mark, they've seen your steadfastness so often that they finally relinquish their grip on fear and lean fully into the ascent with you. It is here, after 12 months of intentional trust building, respectful testing, honoring boundaries, and cultivating security, that avoidants reveal their true selves. Not as enigmas or tricksters, but as people who have learned, perhaps for the first time, what it means to be unconditionally seen and accepted. They bloom like desert flowers after a long drought, vibrant petals unfurling in gratitude. So, if you find yourself wondering why your relationship feels like a riddle wrapped in a mystery until about month 11, rest assured, it's not that your partner is hiding out of malice. It's biology and psychology spooled together by years of self-protection. Your task and your privilege is to guide them gently to the place where they can finally exhale, where their true self can walk into the light. And when that moment arrives, when they look you in the eyes and invite you into the sanctum of their inner world, you will know that the weight, the effort, the tender navigation of that first year has borne fruit beyond imagination. You will stand together at the threshold of a bond so profound that it feels like destiny. In the end, the title, "Why Avoidants Show Their True Self Only After 1 Year," becomes more than a clever phrase. It transforms into a testament of persistence, compassion, and the extraordinary alchemy of trust. Embrace the journey, and you may discover not just the hidden heart of your partner, but the extraordinary capacity for love that resides within yourself.
If you believe this video might help someone dear to you, share it with them. A small gesture on your part could mean the world to a friend in need.